Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be here with you. My name is Jenna Clark, and I'm an amethyst ruler. Had to think about that for a moment. I am super grateful that Autumn and Natalie and all the girls on this group page were flexible with me. My boys came home and we kind of changed our plans, and we are going to do movie, popcorn, kind of just stay home night. And so we're actually going to supper first because I refuse to have a movie night when my house is a disaster after cooking. So we're going to go out to eat and then come home and do those things. So with all that to say, I wanted to pop on here earlier than normal. So please, when you are watching this, I want to know where you all are from. So I'm from Nebraska, and I've been with SeneGence just a little over 3 years. So I'm excited to get to know all of you a bit more, and please know that I will be watching the responses on here over the next 48 hours. So I know Friday nights are really tough for most people because we're going to games and dance and all those great things. And if you're like me, I don't often get caught up until Saturday or Sunday. So I will be coming back to this. Let me know if you're watching it on replay, where you're from, and how long you've been with the business. So here we go. First and foremost, you have fantastic leaders among you. So I know that, if some of you are new or have been with the business for a while and they're just kind of ramping back up, I want you to know that the leaders I see in this group are for real. They are the people that I would want to team myself up with if I was to just be starting fresh. So just know that you are amongst greatness in this group, and not just with their sales and leadership, but great people as well. So that's always good to know. What I'm going to talk to you about real briefly today, I like to keep these short and sweet so that you can learn something, apply it, and go forward in your business to income producing activities. So I tell my girls all the time, it's very important. Sorry, that was actually Leslie Boyd Bradley calling me. The fact that I just ignored Leslie Boyd Bradley to be on this live with you all is a big deal. Like, I'm dying inside just a little bit. So I'm going to have to call her back and not, geek out, right? Because it's LBB. Anyways, back to what's important. We must be intentional with everything we do in our business. And if we are not intentional, with our time, with our income producing activities, you will find yourself not being as productive and not bringing as much income. You will find yourself being overwhelmed, working more than you would have otherwise. So I'm going to talk to you real quick about ways to be intentional that will hopefully save you time, energy, stress, all of those things. So number one, we must be intentional with our goals. And I know that sounds kind of cliche, but really, unless you look at your month as, your 30 days, whatever it is, we need to be intentional with what our true goals are. Am I doing this as a hobby? Am I doing this to make money? If so, how much do I want to make this month? And what I usually do is two things. I always set I would love to do, let's just say $5,000 in sales. That's a great goal, Jenna. But I want to know, so if I was on a coaching call with you all, I would say, let's pretend that Natalie jumped on this call with me, right? And I'm coaching with her and I'm saying, Natalie, what are your goals for December? What are your personal sales goals? Because that's something that you can control. And she says, Jenna, my goal is $1,000. And let's go with 5,000. Okay, because I'm going to push Natalie. So let's say Natalie says her goals are 5,000. And I'm like, Natalie, that's fantastic. That is a huge goal. I love that. But Natalie, I want you to tell me your sales from the last 3 to 6 months. And I want you to tell me on average what your sales are. And then when Natalie gives me her numbers, so let's say her big goal is 5,000. And let's say what she's been doing is 1,000. And I'm going to say, Natalie, I want to celebrate what you've been doing so far. But what I want you to do is be really intentional with me for just a moment. Hey, Nicole. And I want you to tell me, what is that line in the sand, that goal that you will hit no matter what? You will do anything that's moral, right, ethical to get there. You will claw your way. You will wake up when you're tired. You will sacrifice an evening show. You will do whatever it takes to get to that goal. And she says, I will hit 2,000 goals I will hit $2,000 this month for my goal. My line in the sand, I will hit it and do it no matter what. Because here's the thing. in our minds, we set ourselves up with these great big goals, which is a good thing. It's always good to be dreaming and visioning these things and telling yourself and speaking these things to yourself. Like, I am going to hit these goals that I've never done before. Like, I'm verbally going to tell myself that. But I also need to be realistic and set goals that I can celebrate and hit. So I want to set Natalie up for success. And I'm going to say, girl, I know you can do this. And when you hit that, I want you to let me know. And we are going to celebrate. And anything on top of that this month is a celebration. Next month, do you think I'm going to bump that right up to 5? Probably not. We're going to work our way. We're going to set a good pace in place so that she can build for success, but be intentional with each of those goals. Same thing with sponsoring. Same thing with adding new customers to your page, or however it is that you do business. If it's in person, online, most of mine is about 50-50. So I have a goal board here right behind me. I'm embarrassed to tell you all it's from November, but I can show that to you here in just a moment. So I write down my personal sales goals, my team goals, what I want to do, both in life and business. And again, it's always a hard line goal that I'm putting up here, because you better believe if I'm having an afternoon where I'm like, I could really go take a nap, or go get another pop, or just watch The Real Housewives. Like, that sounds fabulous. But guess what? If that number is staring at me and I have not yet hit it, I'm going to work until I do hit it. So with that being said, I would encourage each of you to do that. If you haven't yet for the month of December, talk to your upline Crown Princess if you want, but set those goals, not just that big lofty goal. Like, I want to go on the Lips trip. I want to be a Crown Princess. Those are all great goals. And I tell you what, if you work towards those goals, good things will happen. But I also want you to set a goal that's like a line in the sand. I'm going to be intentional about doing income producing activities to hit these things. So with that being said, let's talk about what ways in which we can be intentional to get there. Number 1, we must be active. We must do our business as if we want it to be a business and not just a hobby. So things that I've been doing recently is being very intentional with my time in following up with customers, and being very intentional with any vendor events I do about getting information and following up with them. And I'll tell you what I've been doing. Anyone who's like 50 and older, I've actually called on the phone. Yes, I know, but they're loving it. Or I'll text them or something, because some of them just aren't on Facebook. And it's so weird for me to have customers not on social media, but I'm following up with them in the way that they appreciate, and it's working. Also, so I'll show you. So I made these on Vistaprint. You can, don't steal my customer. I should have gotten a blank one for you all. But look, all you need is name, number, contact information so that you can follow up with them. Obviously, they're signing up because they want a chance to win, whatever that is. Be intentional with what you choose as well, because I tell you what, you put a mascara in there that someone can win, and you let them know you are entering to win a mascara that not only makes your lashes look longer and fuller, but it will grow your lashes. There's nothing like it out there. They're going to give you all the information you need because they want that. Right? And then if you want to do a Leslie Boyd Bradley trick, everyone wins, right? And you come back to them with a way in which they won, even if they don't win the mascara. Build that relationship, build that communication with them, and get them funneled into your customer base. And once you get them trying our products, chances are they are going to come back. So it's all about your effort on the front end, so that on the back side of things, maybe that's 6 months or a year from now, that is paying off for you. So again, you can be doing that online, in person, whatever that looks like for you. So I have challenged myself a lot this year to do things that are outside of my comfort zone. One in which I went live today on my personal page and did a get ready with me. That, I can't even tell you, I wanted to vomit. And that's coming from, an amethyst ruler, someone whose team has done great things. But there are still things about this business that make me uncomfortable, that I am learning and growing into. But you must be intentional and be okay with getting uncomfortable and trying things that make you uncomfortable and growing. It is the only way to stretch yourself and to stretch your business, to stretch your possibilities and your opportunities. So I also want to encourage you and challenge you that whatever it is, and for some of you, going live on your personal page with, get ready with me is no big deal. I also went and knocked on my neighbors' houses. I went all the way around this block and introduced myself, invited them over to help me get my certification for my MUA. I wanted to throw up, but guess what? 8 out of 10 of them are now new customers, one of which has come back 3 times in the last month. So I would say that paid off. Was it like, did it make me want to crawl in a hole? Yes. Has it paid off for my family? Yes. Did it make me hit that goal? Yes. So again, with all that to say, if you want to work this business as a business, you have to be willing to do what it takes to hit those goals, those line in the sand numbers, and then to exceed and move forward with that from there. I feel like sometimes when I get going, it's just like I don't breathe and I don't listen. But those are some of the things I want you all to be thinking about. So look at where you're at for December, right? We're going to blow through this month. It's crazy. It's busy. We're coming up on the perfect time to reset some of those goals. And my biggest fear is that sometimes when people, myself included, set goals for the new year, like I would like to lose 5 pounds so I fit in my jeans again. I would like to buy jeans that I can button and not just like the stretchy mom jeans because I don't fit in my other ones. That's a good goal, right? But I also need to be like realistic about everything and set some goals that, again, I can achieve and celebrate along the way. And if you're an upline listening to this, I really want you to be thinking about how you can help your downlines set achievable goals that you can celebrate along the way, and then set that pace in place for success. Keith Kochner always says, set a pace in place so you don't fall flat on your face. Is that true or what? How many of us have set goals on January 1st and it's like, I'm gonna get back in shape and I'm gonna be at the gym 5 a.m. every morning? First of all, I would never make that. That's not gonna happen. But for some of us, right? And so I go and I do really well for 3 weeks. And then I start to hate my life because I'm so tired. So I don't do anything, right? But instead, if we set a good pace in place and I'm like, you know what? 3 times a week, I'm going to do something for 20 minutes a day. And I start to enjoy it. I start to look forward to that. It fits in my schedule. I work around it. That's the same kind of thought we need to have with our business. So even if it's 20 minutes a day, if you are like binging on your business right now and you just work crazy 1 night a week, let's start breaking that in. You know, what can you do on Tuesdays? Can you fit in 20 minutes of purely intentional customer follow-up? And then maybe on Fridays, you can do something outside of your comfort zone. Maybe you go live on Fridays, or maybe if you are an upline, make Tuesdays and Thursdays the days that you do calls with some of your downlines. Whatever that looks like for you, set a realistic pace in place so that you don't fall flat on your face. We can all go and ring into the new year with that one together. So I have no idea how long I've been talking. I really should have looked at that before I started. But I don't want to go too long. I want to just give you a few things that you can take with you that you can apply starting tomorrow. Again, if you're doing a vendor event or anything, get customers' contact information, put it into your computer system or whatever you use so you can be intentional about going back to them. I actually prefer working with people I don't know because I don't feel weird about reaching out to them. Like, I have nothing to lose. They're not my friend yet anyways. Hopefully I will like work and become a friend and they will become, I always like to say, connection breeds protection. So once you build a connection with someone, they are going to be that much more committed to you. So even if Sally down the street is doing some crazy discounts every once in a while, that connection will hopefully breed protection for you in your business, that they will continue to come to you. So we must be intentional in everything we do and just be really wise with the way in which we are expending our energy into our business and be intentional about that. And finally, I want to leave you all with just permission to also be intentional about setting that phone aside and being present for your family, being present, even just to give yourself that downtime to just, to just be still. Because if we go all the time too long, something will suffer, and we do not want that to be the case. We all want to have successful businesses, and as uplines, I want you to have a successful business. but I do not want anything to struggle because of that. So try to find some kind of balance. There's no such thing as perfect balance. So it's just kind of always moving. It's like ebb and flow. But as long as you're being intentional with being mindful and communicating that with other people, your spouse, specifically your children, you can make this happen. And you can make this happen and be super successful and super, it gets more and more enjoyable the more you're able to do that, because it frees up more time. So go with that. And if that means tonight you need to do what I'm going to do, and I'm like literally probably going to have to shut off my phone to be intentional because I know that about myself, then do that. And then tomorrow I'll get to start again. So thank you for having me. I love all you girls. Thank you for the way in which you lead and inspire me, and that we can help one another even though we aren't on the same team. So love you girls. Have a good night.